In 1989, Michael O'Donnell was the star of the great school b-ball group, with a school scout in the seats prepared to watch his title game and a grant insured for him on the off chance that he played well. Similarly, as the game is going to begin, he sees his better half Scarlett by the seats. He pantomimes blowing her a kiss, then goes to her when she looks extremely upset. She attempts to imagine all is great, yet at long last she lets him know she's pregnant. The game beginnings, however, he can't imagine everything except Scarlett, and when he sees her leaving, he throws the ball away and leaves the game and the grant to wed her. After 20 years, Mike's life is a wreck. Scarlett has isolated from him, compelling him to move in with his secondary school closest companion Ned Mark, presently a nerdy tycoon programming engineer, and his children Maggie and Alex are far off and believe nothing should do with him. At his particular employment, his supervisor misses him for an advancement for a lady the manager enjoys who's undeniably less able, and Mike detonates at the chief and is terminated. He comes by his old secondary school returning, sees his 1989 group photograph in the grandstand, and thinks back about the existence he discarded. Then, at that point, he experiences a puzzling janitor who inquires as to whether he truly wishes he was a young person back in secondary school once more, and he does. Returning, he sees the janitor evidently prepared to bounce from an extension and he attempts to stop him, yet the janitor unexpectedly vanishes and Mike falls in the waterway himself, where he's supernaturally changed back to age 17. After he persuades Ned who he truly is, Mike chooses he's been allowed the opportunity to carry on with his life over once more yet to get everything done well, to win the b-ball grant and set off for college. With Ned acting like his dad, he re-signs up for secondary school under the name Mark, living with Ned in his chateau brimming with cutting-edge toys. In any case, as he begins to fit into school life, he understands his girl is dating the savage b-ball skipper Stan, who just needs sex from her, and that Stan is likewise harassing and torturing his child. Steadily, Mark understands that the genuine explanation he's been allowed one more opportunity in life is to help his kids and attempt to win back Scarlett's adoration. He gets to know Alex and finds that his child has genuine ability in ball and can hit three-point shots easily. He works with Alex to hone the remainder of his game so he can win a put in the group and the young lady of his fantasies. As Alex and Mark work on shooting bins together consistently at Alex's home, Scarlett is stunned how much her child's new companion seems as though her ex thoroughly searched in 1989. Mark begins assisting Scarlett with finishing her backyard, since she desires to begin a finishing business. He acquires another appreciation for her gifts, however he often comes near her or contacts her in manners she thinks about unseemly between a grown-up lady and a teenaged kid. He likewise comforts Maggie when Stan dumps her for declining to put out. He tells her that sometime or another she'll find a person who cherishes her the manner in which she merits, yet he's frightened when he understands Maggie is beginning to imagine that person is him. He tells her he can't engage with her since he's as of now infatuated with another person, somebody mysterious. The b-ball group wins a dig out from a deficit game, with Mark doing a ton, however Alex makes the triumphant three-point shot. In the interim, Ned has been stricken with Jane, the secondary school head, starting from the principal day he went to her office to enlist his child, however his nerdy endeavors to dazzle her have just disturbed her. At long last, as a trade-off for purchasing PCs for every one of the understudies in the school, she consents to go to supper with him on that very night that Mark hosts reported a gathering at his home to celebrate dominating the match. Mark enlightens just specific individuals concerning the party, yet kids text it all over the place and the entire school appears. Ned's heartfelt supper with Jane is going no place until he at last concedes that he's forever been a washout with ladies. He's simply a nerd, fixated on the Master of the Rings. She gradually grins, and starts conversing with him in Elvish, one of the dialects in the Master of the Rings, and he understands that she's likewise a Ruler of the Rings fan. After a tempting discussion in Elvish, Ned and Jane return to his home for sentiment, however they find Mark's party all the way crazy with many children all over. Scarlett is additionally there, searching for Alex, and Mark's affections for her are solid to the point that he have no control over himself and he attempts to kiss her before every one of the children. Scarlett is horrified and slaps him, then takes off with Mark following her, yelling that he's her significant other and the dad of her youngsters. Maggie and her companions all see this and are disturbed, particularly Maggie, on the grounds that Mark had told her he was infatuated with somebody mysterious, and presently she sees him attempting to kiss her own mom. The following morning, tidying up the confusion after the party, Ned reminds Mark that the meeting for Mike O'Donnell's last separation order with Scarlett is shortly, and they race to the court. Ned claims to be Mike's legal counselor, and they're being tossed out when Mark expresses he's there to peruse a letter that Mike has kept in touch with his significant other. Scarlett consents to hear the letter, and Mark peruses it with profound power in his voice that dumbfounds her, in addition to insights concerning their romance that Maine her significant other might have known. Mark wraps up by saying that, since he sees that she doesn't need him in her life any longer, he's substance to let her go in light of the fact that he adores her to such an extent. After Mark gets done and is driven away from the court, Scarlett gets the letter and finds it's simply a piece of paper with bearings to the town hall on it. Mark wasn't perusing a letter by any means, however some way or another knew everything he had told her. She requests the separation announcement to be deferred. Mark attempts to disregard Scarlett and focuses on b-ball, since winning the grant and setting off for college appear to be the main thing he has left for him. Upon the arrival of the title game, where Mark and Alex are playing and Maggie is cheerleading, Scarlett is seeing her secondary school yearbook and understands that Mark doesn't simply seem to be like her significant other at 17, he appears to be identical. Then, at that point, Maggie reminds Scarlett she should drive her to the game, and Scarlett stays to watch. As the game is going to begin, Mark sees Scarlett in the cheap seats. He pantomimes blowing her a kiss, utilizing a signal indistinguishable from the one Mike had utilized in 1989, when he was playing in a similar title game and saw her remaining by the cheap seats. Scarlett at last understands that Mark truly is her better half, some way or another turns 17 once more. She understands every one of the reasons she cherished him then nevertheless loves him. She leaves, going down a similar hallway she utilized when she left the game in 1989. Mark sees Scarlett departing, overlooks the game and leaves, similarly as in 1989. He hands the ball to Alex, saying this time it's his move, and pursues down the hall Scarlett. We see the baffling janitor.